शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Hari Om. A very blissful Monday morning to every one of you. Welcome to this beautiful, gorgeous, most attractive, the most divine temple which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We will give our salutations to Adi Shankaracharya. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. The Shanti Mantra of Taittiriya Upanishad. Om Sagana Bhavatu Sagana Bhunaktu Sagaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us take a quick recap of what we have seen in the last session. In the preface, Shankaracharya says, Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyamaha. This is meant for the candidate is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikari. Then the purpose is Moksha Sadhana Bhutam, or benefit is Moksha. Tattva Viveka Prakaram, guided inquiry, not just inquiry, it should be guided with guidance. Tattva Viveka, Tat is that is Parabrahma. So inquiry into this principle of consciousness, guided inquiry. Vakshyamaha, we will talk about or we will discuss about it. So the student, the Shishya gets a doubt. What is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna? So he asks, what is Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim? What is Sadhana Chatushtaya? He says, I don't know what is your fourfold qualification. Guru, you said that whoever has got this fourfold qualification is qualified to study this. But I don't know what is this Sadhana Chatushtaya. So the Guru answers, the fourfold qualifications are, first one is Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha, discrimination between temporary and permanent. Discrimination is the first qualification. Second one he says Iha Mutrartha Pala Bhoga Viragaha, Vairagya or Viraga. We will see in depth later. Viraga is dispassion. So first one is Viveka, discrimination. Second one is Viraga or Vairagya or dispassion. And the third one he says Shamadi Shatka Sampattihi, Shama Adi. There are six such internal wealth or inner wealth, starting with Shama. This is the third one. We call this as discipline. So discrimination, dispassion, third one is discipline, and the last one is mukshutvam, one who is desiring for liberation or moksha. So this can be taken as desire for liberation. The 4 D's all start with the D: discrimination, viveka, dispassion, Vairagya, discipline, Shatka Sampatti, Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, and desire for moksha. These are the fourfold qualifications. That is what Adi Shankaracharya is prescribing over here. Let us see whether we have this qualification. If we want to know whether we have it, we should know what these qualifications mean. So the Shishya now asks, Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Kaha? What is Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha? What do you mean by discrimination between temporary and permanent things? So the Guru answered, Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Only one is Nitya. What is that? Brahma. Apart from that, everything else is Anitya. Sarvam Anitya. Then he says, Ayameva Anitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. This is all. That's all. This is only Vivekaha. So we have seen this. Just let us once again talk about it in a few lines. What is temporary? What is permanent? Whatever we see in this world is temporary. Kshanika. It gives us happiness. But once again, that lasts only for a few minutes or hours or months or years. That's all. Because Agama Apayinaha. Whatever comes has to go. Even the body. Body has popped up suddenly. One fine day it has come, one fine day it will go back. World has come. Definitely world also will go back. So nothing is permanent. Then, in this creation, do we see anything permanent? Have we experienced anything that is permanent? No. We have not experienced anything that is permanent. We have experienced only temporary things. People are temporary, relationships are temporary, objects are temporary, situations are temporary. Then what is permanent? What is permanent is given the name as Brahma. The Shastras call it as Brahma. In the field of spirituality, it is given the name as Brahma. In the religious field, same Brahma is given the name God. That's all the difference is. God and Brahma or Parabrahma, not talking about Chaturmukha Brahma. This is that Parabrahma, Tat. So how do we know about it now? We need not shun this world. We need not hate the world. We need not take sannyasa. This is what our Shastras are saying, advising us. Are you a Grihastha-ashrami? Be there. Continue to be there. You need not take up sannyasa just for this sake. Be there only. But develop this quality. If you don't have this quality, develop it. All of us have this particular faculty of intellect. Discrimination. I know what I should eat. I know what I shouldn't eat. What I can wear, what I shouldn't wear. Even the animals know about it. It's not only intellect for the human beings. Every living being is blessed with this. But God has blessed the human beings with this kind of faculty of intelligence, which can be used in the path of spirituality or field of spirituality to discriminate between Anitya and Nitya. Only human beings are blessed with this. A dog doesn't get a desire of liberation. It is only a human being who can get this kind of desire. The desire right now may not be there in us. But as we go further, as we get more and more knowledge about that Brahma and what is the sadhana path for it, then slowly the interest arises in the mind. To an extent that finally we may shun away all those other worldly things, we may not be interested at all. Higher the level of discrimination, higher the level of dispassion. So this is about discrimination. About that, what is permanent, we are yet to know about it. We are yet to learn about it. So right now, whatever we have seen, whatever we have experienced in this world is only temporary or anitya. But slowly we are getting to know that there is something permanent. Something called Brahma or Parabrahma. We know about it now. So let us see how we can go further and grow further in this path. Next question he asks. First question he asks now, what is Viveka? The next qualification he wants to know, because every student wants to know whether I have this qualification or not. Can I study this or not? So we should know about the second qualification now. So the student asks this question, Viragaha kaha? What is Viraga? So the Guru answers now. Iha swarga bhogeshu ichcharahityam. Iha bhogeshu ichcharahityam. Similarly, swarga bhogeshu ichcharahityam. Iha is this world, the present where we are living, this world. In this world, there are so many different bhogas are there. So many things are there which are so attractive for us. So in this, ichcharahityam, no interest in this. Not even interest in swarga. Swarga bhoga. We have heard, we have read in stories, we have not seen. But we have read in stories that there are so many different vaibhogas in swarga. So there is a desire. I want to go to swarga. I want to enjoy all those. I will not be aged at all. True. Could be true. But that is also not permanent. Now, what he says is, not that we should not enjoy any of these bhogas, but goal should not be that. Goal should not be, I want to reach Swarga. I should be there in Swarga. Or goal should not be any of these temporary things. Temporary pursuit should be there. But I know that that is not my final goal. We handle so many temporary things. We handle people, we handle objects, we handle situations. All are temporary. Being in the world, we have to handle all this. But when we handle these temporary issues, it should be there in the mind. This is not my ultimate goal. We may have so many different goals in between, but my final goal is moksha. Liberation only is my final moksha. This should be there at the back of the mind. This is what dispassion is. It is not running away from the world. We need not go to Himalayas. We need not wear orange dresses and go to Himalayas to do tapas. We need not exit from this house. Our grihasthashramis, we are all grihasthashramis. We need not quit this. We can be in this same situation. No change in place, no change in situation. Same people, same objects are around us. But slowly, there is no like or dislike. As we gain more and more knowledge, likes and dislikes simply vanish. If we remember Karma Yoga of Bhagavad Gita, how do we do all our activities or actions or duties? How are we supposed to do according to Karma Yoga? With the Samarpana Manobhava. Offer every single action, every minute action to God, and Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, similarly Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. Receive the result of that karma phala with a beautiful smile on the face. Ishvara Prasada. Whatever he gives, that is his prasada. I will accept it. When we have this kind of attitude, then there is no like or dislike. Slowly they start vanishing, or at least receding. Whether it is the job that I like or dislike, it is going to be offered to him. So, we slowly come to know that I neither like it nor dislike it, but it is my duty. I will perform to the best of my knowledge. Not that some naam ke vaste we do, finish it off. No, that is not the goal there. To the best of your knowledge, we must perform those activities or actions. And when we become this kind of karma yogis, slowly dispassion increases, because there is discrimination now. I know this is only temporary objects. These are only temporary relationships. Not that we should not enjoy. Enjoy everything, but use the same word which is anitya. Use the same word in such a fashion that we get that permanent. Through anitya, we have to get that nitya. Once again, coming back to discrimination. In this world, everything is temporary. Keep on remembering this. This is temporary. Situation, tough situation, pleasant situation, unpleasant situation, this is temporary. People, this person is temporary in my life. Object, this is temporary in my life. All these, whatever is temporary here, may give us lot of happiness, pleasures. But we should remember only temporary. And some of them become addictive. See, some people who are smoking. Once or twice they start smoking. Then slowly that becomes addiction. They feel that they are gaining a lot of happiness out of smoking. In the cigarette packet, smoking is injurious to health is given. Warning is given in bold letters. Some of them don't even look at it. Some of them look at it but ignore it. Some of them understand it, but implementation zero. There is no implementation of that. They know that it is injurious, but implementation wise, it becomes zero. So, this should not happen to us. That means we should be able to understand that these are all temporary. I am seeking my happiness, my security, and my peace of mind in these temporary things. Is it right? So this kind of manana should go on in us. If I am dependent on this person, what guarantee that this person is going to be with me always? What is detachment? Emotional independence is detachment. I am not emotionally dependent on any person, any object, any situation. This is detachment. I repeat that. I am not emotionally dependent on any person, any object, any situation. This is detachment. If not, if we are attached, then person, object, situation, they are controlling our happiness. We should understand happiness is within me. cigarette packet gives happiness to so many people. But not to all. So does it mean that happiness is there in the cigarette? Happiness is not packed in cigarette. It is within us. If happiness is there in cigarette, then it should have given happiness to everybody. Similarly, some sweets. Eating sweets, we feel so happy. Is this happiness packed in sweet? If so, it should have given happiness to everybody. But our experience shows that it is not so. Some people are very happy eating sweets. Some people are not at all happy eating sweets. They don't like sweets. Some people like to eat sweets because of some health issues. They are not able to eat. Isn't it? So, Shastras warn us. Don't lean on anything which is unstable. Like I gave the example of cardboard chair. Yes, the chair is very, very attractive because it is decorated beautifully. But if we don't have the knowledge of what it is made of, we will definitely go and sit on that and fracture, fall down, and definitely somewhere or the other, some fractures. Then we start blaming everybody. If at all we go deeper into it and find out what is this chair for, why is it decorated here, what it is made of, can I sit on this? If at all we come to know that it is a stable chair, then we can sit. Instead of that, just because it looks attractive, if we go and sit on that, we will be hurting ourselves. This is what we are doing. We are emotionally dependent on so many people, so many objects, so many situations. Because of which, there is lot of fear. Fear of losing people, losing relationships, losing jobs, losing objects, losing situations. Because of fear, there is dukkha, later dukkha. We are searching for happiness, but unfortunately, we are going towards dukkha only. So this is in our hands. So Shastra is warning us. Try to know what is Brahma. Try to have this discrimination capacity. All of us do have, but unfortunately, we are using it only in the worldly affairs. We are not even trying to understand that there is something which is nitya, which is eternal, which is permanent. Now slowly we get to know that this is only permanent. All these are temporary. So when we have this kind of discrimination, then dispassion slowly arises within, not out of hatred. World is definitely beautiful. So the Shastra is training us now. Same beautiful world without hating, but loving the world, love the people, love the objects, love the situations. But utilize it for reaching your goal called Brahma. So this is what Viraga is. So he says, Iha swarga bhogeshu ichara hityam. No passion for temporary objects, but passion, developing passion for eternal, what is permanent. Let us start developing this kind of interest towards that eternal Parabrahma. So this is about discrimination, and the second one is also described in dispassion. Let us move on to the next one. What is the next question? The sixfold wealth now. The third one, discipline. Shamadi sadhana sampatti ka. What are this? Sadhana sampat or inner wealth. Guruji, you said that there are six such disciplines which you call as Shatka Sampatti, great wealth. We may have so much of external wealth, but here importance, Shastra is giving importance to the inner wealth, internal wealth. You said so, but I don't know what they are. Can you please explain? Is the request by the student. So the Guru answers now. Shamo Dama Uparatihi Titiksha Shraddha Samadhanam Cha Iti. So what are the 6 internal wealth? Now he is listing it in this question, in this answer, he simply is listing it. What are they? Shama. Shama is Mano Nigraha, controlling the mind. Then Dama, controlling the senses, our sense organs. Uparatihi. Uparati is Dharma, execution, discharging our duties. Uparati. Titiksha, internal immunity, patience, tolerance. Each one will be explained later. Shraddha, faith. Samadhanam, withdrawal. Let us see what they are, each one. Now, the next question obviously the student is asking. Shamaha kaha? What is Shamaha? The Guru answers it as Mano Nigraha. Manas Nigraha, control the mind. Now let us slightly go deeper into it and understand. What is this mind? When we think about it, it is nothing but flow of thoughts. Mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. Thoughts while in the awake state, even in the dream state. That is why we get dream. Even while sleeping, we get dreams. Means the mind is still thinking. Thoughts going on. Thought process is there. So mind generates thoughts continuously, non-stop generation of thoughts. This is what the mind is doing. Now the types of thoughts. There are 2 different categories of thoughts. One is voluntary thoughts. Second one is involuntary thoughts. Like how we have breathing. Whether we do it voluntarily or not, it goes on. Breathing goes on. Do we give any importance to it? By default, it goes on. If it doesn't go on, we will exit this world. Once it stops, breathing stops, that means time up. Call has come. Voluntarily breathing is called as pranayama. Puraka, kumbhaka, rechaka. Inhalation, retention, exhalation. This is voluntarily we are doing this breathing. Otherwise it goes on by itself. Similarly, thoughts, let us talk about voluntary thoughts. What are these voluntary thoughts? Assume that I am planning for a Delhi trip. Then my mind is focused on it. How should I go? When should I go? Where all in Delhi should I go? So the mind is totally focused on this now. Voluntarily, willfully, with interest, thoughts are created. Because goal is set. Going to Delhi is my goal. How, when, where, all these are, then different thoughts are created because the goal has to be reached. We have to attain that, yes. Then we have to start planning for it. Whether it is by flight, by train, by bus, so many modes of commutation. Whichever is convenient to me. No, this I don't want to go because it will take more time. Oh, that I want to go but it is more expensive. So all kinds of voluntary thoughts. Now coming to the next one. Another category which is extremely important for us is involuntary thoughts. Continuously it is there. Please observe. This is a best exercise for us now for Manonigraha. To get this qualification, one of the internal wealth qualifications, this is Shama, Manonigraha, involuntary thoughts. I am not planning anything, but thoughts one after the other, thoughts are attacking me like waves of the ocean, never ending. It is many times not at all relevant. Unnecessary thoughts are there. Most of them are disturbing thoughts. A simple thought, disturbing thought, may become a big nightmare also. It may not even happen. But I am thinking about this particular one thing. It may not happen. But if it happens, what will I do? Involuntary thoughts. Assume that I am planning to attend one satsanga in a temple. So I go by auto to the temple. I had some kind of argument with the auto driver. He started abusing me. I started abusing him as a reaction. So big argument was there. Then I enter the temple. I sit for satsanga. How is the mind? Is the mind free to receive the talks of the satsanga? Mind is not free. Mind is preoccupied with that argument which happened with the driver. Now, involuntarily, these thoughts are attacking me. Why should he say that? How can he say? Am I not right? Did I do anything wrong? So this kind of thoughts keep on attacking us, attacking me. I am sitting physically for satsanga, but nothing is entering here. Why is this happening? I am not able to control my involuntary thoughts. So this involuntary thought is extremely important for us. We should be able to process it, stop it, and make the mind available for whatever our target is. Because mind is very important instrument for us. If it is preoccupied, nothing can enter here. There was a king. Once a saint came to his palace, stayed for a month, and he was well treated by the king and his troop. Then he left that place, and while he was leaving, the saint was leaving the palace, and while he was leaving, the king asked him, "Please give me a message for my life." So the king said, "I am coming back again after a week. I'll give you a message then." Okay. After a week, the saint came back. And the king arranged a big feast in the name of the saint. And he ordered his people to serve the saint. The saint sat for food, and he told those people, whoever is serving, that everything should be served in a bag, that he was carrying a bag. So the people who were serving told him to open the bag so that they can serve all the dishes. It was stinking. All kinds of rubbish was there in the bag. And these people did not know how to serve in that bag. They told the saint, you give the bag to us, we will wash it and get it back to you. He said, no, you pour in this, you put everything in this only. Then they got scared. So the message was sent to the king. King came running. Then he also requested, how can you eat this? You have so many things which are all stinking, and you want us to put those good dishes in this bag. How will you eat this? It will be of no use to you. Then the saint said, this is my message for you, king. The king did not understand. What is it? Then the saint explained, you have so many such stupid thoughts, disturbing thoughts in your mind, and you want to learn Upanishad? He says, you want moksha? Mind should be free at will. Let there be involuntary thoughts. But when I want to sit for meditation, I should be able to say, come on, vacate. All of you vacate. Involuntary thoughts, go away now. I have work. When my work, important work is there, don't disturb me. You can come later. This kind of control do we have, or can we have? Or even if you don't have, can we practice? Just observe what kind of thoughts are we getting. If it is any kind of disturbing thoughts, immediately we should be alert and try to bring some healthy thoughts. Only then these disturbing thoughts will go away. Once we become expert, then we can say, come on, vacate. Like how we ask the tenants to vacate our house. We need the house for some occasion now. Wedding is there in the family, so please vacate. Do the tenants vacate immediately? If they vacate immediately, very happy. If they don't vacate, then you will have a fight with them. Similarly, let the involuntary thoughts be there, but when we have a particular activity to be performed, it should be free. I am performing puja. I am chanting Shri Ram Jai Ram. I am chanting Lalita Sahasranama. Mouth is chanting. Mind, what about the mind? Mind is going on a world tour. Chanting is going on, but the mind is going on a world tour. What is the result? Very, very less. We don't say that the result is phala is not there. Phala is definitely there, but very, 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 very less. 0.00001%. When will we reach our destination then? So if we want to reach our destination, mind should become purer and purer. This is what people say, mind should be kali, empty the mind. How do we empty the mind? We cannot empty the mind like that. It's not easy to empty the mind. Nobody can do it like that. But we can all definitely try every time thought. What is the thought that is going on? Otherwise what happens? We go behind the thought. I start meditating in the morning. Then for a few seconds, assume that I am focusing on Shirdi Sai Baba. Voluntary thought. Shirdi Sai Baba. I want to focus on the beautiful picture of Shirdi Sai Baba with his one leg kept on the other leg and looking at me compassionately. Fraction of a second, I look at the photograph, then I close my eyes. Yes, there Baba is. Then, fraction of a second, afterwards what happens? See, starting with the voluntary thought, slowly the involuntary thought take charge of me. How? The moment it is Shirdi Baba's picture, when I went to Shirdi, so that situation comes back to the mind over here. Then with whom I went? On the way in train, what all did we do? While coming back, how I argued with my co-passengers. When I reached back home, how my house was. Started with Baba, but the involuntary thoughts have taken charge. That means we don't have control over our involuntary thoughts. So the Shastra is teaching us now, training us now. Shama, simply say that Mano Nigraha, controlling the mind. How do we control? This should be understood very, very clearly. Involuntary thoughts, processing of these involuntary thoughts is Shama. Making the mind available for my work, important work, whatever activity is. This is called as Shama. It should be Kali for that purpose. If already something is there, if it is preoccupied, I cannot entertain my voluntary thought then. Remember that any thought gains momentum as we focus on it. Meditation. As we keep focusing on it, it gains momentum, that becomes stronger and stronger and stays here. Unfortunately, we are not focusing on it. We are focusing on the worldly, temporary things. That is why bag of vasana is so huge. Same vasanas only we have stored here. So mind is very, 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 very valuable instrument. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says that Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramati balavadridam. Dragging it back is not at all easy, Krishna. Krishna says, yes, I agree, Arjuna. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena. Abhyasa, practice. Practice of controlling the involuntary thoughts should be practiced by all of us. Every now and then, what is the thought that is going on? It never stops. Almost we can say 24 hours, it continuously, mind is generating thoughts. So if at all we are able to control this. Voluntary thoughts, nothing much to control because we ourselves are deliberately, willfully creating those thoughts. So definitely it's not going to be of disturbance. A small concern. When I focus on that concern, that becomes anxiety. Anxiety becomes worry. Worry becomes, when we focus on this, what happens? Panic. Attack of panic. The present generation, so many youngsters not able to handle their work, not able to handle the work pressure, not able to handle the involuntary thought. Not that we are experts, but the present generation is even worse. So, if at all they don't understand what this Shama is, it's going to be very, very difficult for them. It is difficult for us too. The way they work also is different now. All with online work. Continuously sitting with the computer. Advantages are there. In the same way, disadvantages are also there. So one should know how to control the mind. Mind here, we talk about only the involuntary thoughts. Once there was a man who was traveling by a cab. In front of this car or the cab, there was a very, very expensive car. Suddenly, the traffic, or maybe due to the very bad condition of the roads, the car, which is very expensive car, which is right in front of this cab, applied a sudden brake. Fortunately, my cab driver also was alert. He also applied brake. but it almost touched the front car. So the car now the car driver, that is the front car driver who was driving the expensive car, immediately stopped the car, got down and came near this cab and started abusing the cab driver. He started abusing because he thought that his car was touched by this cab. He asked the driver, "Do you know who I am? Do you know how expensive this car is? How dare you touch my car? Your car has touched my car." So the cab driver also got down, went and saw it has not touched, just touched probably. So the cab driver said, "Sir, nothing has happened to your car, sir." But that fellow did not listen at all. Continuously, one after the other, abuses. "I know the chief minister. I know the RTO. I'll get your license cancelled." Nonsense he spoke. But this driver did not shout back at all. He was very cool. After giving all those abuses, then that person, wealthy man, he drove away. So this person got into the car and started driving the cab. The passenger who was sitting there in the car was amused, surprised. That fellow is shouting at this driver and the driver is not reacting at all. It is not his fault. He could have also shouted back, "Not my fault, sir. You applied brake suddenly. What can I do?" He also could have shouted back, but he did not do so. So he was surprised. He asked the driver, "Why didn't you shout back?" Then the driver said, "Sir, he is carrying a garbage on his head." Garbage is dustbin. He is carrying a big dustbin on his head. This person did not understand. What do you mean? So he is getting instigated just by a minor incident. Nothing has happened to his expensive car. It's a minor incident. Not even an accident as such. But he is instigated by this, which means there is lot of tension he is carrying. Mind is totally disturbed. That is why a minor situation like this is sufficient for him to flare up. That is why he is abusing me. But sir, I am not ready to take that garbage on me. If I start reacting to it, if I start abusing, if I start shouting back at that person, I am taking that garbage on my head, sir. I am not ready, sir, for this. Such a wonderful lesson for all of us. If somebody abuses, we start abusing the person back, reacting immediately. Because garbage is there over the head. So we must be very, 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 very careful when somebody instigates. Immediately process. The mind should start processing. What is it? Is it worth discussing? Is it worth talking? Is it worth arguing? Am I going to lose my peace of mind? If so, it is not worth at all. Forget about it. Whoever it is, forget about it. So this way, if we are able to control our especially involuntary thoughts, then this is Mano Nigraha. One of the first among the inner wealth or internal wealth. Mastery over the mind. We should be the master of the mind. Otherwise, mind becomes the master, rather we become the slave of the mind. So very, very important for us. Let us move on to the next one. The next question he asks is, Damaha kaha? What do you mean by Dama? Okay, I understood about Shama. Shama, Shama. What is Dama? Chakshuradi Bahyendriya Nigraha. Chakshuhu Adi. Eyes, etc. Then Bahya Indriya. Outer sense organs. Now there are 6 such sense organs. We all know this. Rather 5, not 6, 5. Panchendriyas. The whole world is divided into 5 different sections. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha are the 5 such segments. We have 5 sense organs, Indriyas. We call them as Jnanendriyas. With the help of these Indriyas, we receive the world. Rather, world enters to us, into us, through only these 5 gateways. Only 5 gates are there for the world to enter into us. Through the 5 sensory organs which are external. Remember that mind is internal. These are external. So controlling these Indriyas are comparatively easier. Compared to Shama, Dama is easier. Eyes. Eyes for forms and colors. Ears. Sound. Nose. Smell. Tongue. All variety of tastes. And skin for touch. Pancha Tanmatra Sayika. In Lalita Sahasranama, one of the names is Pancha Tanmatra Sayika. That is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. All these are called as Tanmatras. These are the things, these can be the objects for our sense organs. Shabda for ear, Rupa for eyes, and so on. Now, if we don't control them, then any part of the world can take charge of our mind. Because the world enters into us through these. Can we control? Can we control the happenings of the world? It is like walking. Oh, so much of dirt is there in this area. So let us carpet the area. Can we carpet the whole world? We cannot. So what do? We wear slippers. We wear footwears for protection of ourselves. Let there be dirt on the road, but I have protected myself by wearing the slippers. We cannot control the world. We cannot say that only good things should happen in the world. Something which is negative also may happen. So we should remember the Shanti mantra of Mandokya Upanishad. Bhadram karne bhishrunuyama devaga Bhadram pashyemaksha bhiryajatraga Sthirairangai sushtuvagum sastanobhihi Yashema devahitam yadayuhu. This Bhadram karne bhishrunuyama devaga. Bhadram karnebihi. Let my ears hear only which is Bhadra, which is Mangala, which is good. I cannot say that there should be no fight among you people over here, don't abuse. I cannot do that. We cannot control the world. Let there be. But what I take here, it will fall on my ears. That we cannot stop. We cannot keep on closing our ears because something bad is, some bad sound is there, somebody is abusing. We cannot keep on closing our ears. But what we receive inside, what we receive means what we focus on. If we focus on those abuses, they stay strong here. They stay cemented here. So, Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunu Yamadevaha. Let my ears hear only something which is good. Similarly, eyes. Let them see only something which is good. Even if it sees something bad is there, that will fall on my eyes. I see that. But I need not perceive it. I need not focus on it. Similarly, it is not only for one indriya, all the 5 indriyas. That is why in Kathopanishad, it is explained that this body is like a chariot. And these 5 jnanendriyas are super fast running horses. All the horse should be tied. Rein, R-E-I-N, rein. That collect all of them, and that rein, that is mind. Mind controls all these. Who is the charioteer? Intellect is the charioteer. With the help of this discriminating faculty of intellect, using the mind, utilize all these, what is existing in the world, to reach our final destination, ultimate goal. Indriyas, are they easy to control? What I like, sweets. I like to eat the sweet. Indriya and mind are very good friends. Indriyas, through Indriya, mind knows that, oh, this is very good, this is not good. Yeah, this you eat, Jyoti. Mind tells. Mind is so strong there that it doesn't allow the intellect to come in there. That Viveka takes a back seat. Mind controls. Through the tongue now, mind is controlling. Come on, Jyoti, eat this. Nothing is going to happen. Eat it. So eat 1, 2, 3. No control at all. This is what is happening to us. This is only one organ. Similarly, all the 5 organs, they should be brought under control. So he says it is Indriya Nigraha. Control these sense organs, Jnanendriyas, through which all these world, everything is entering into you. See, some people, they are not affected by what is happening in the world. For us, if any fight is going on the road, then we stop our vehicle and see what is happening, who is fighting, what is the reason. We are so much interested in all these activities. Because the mind is interested in it. Now it is our duty to withdraw that mind, bring it back here. That is why just keep observing our thoughts. What kind of thoughts are occurring here? What kind of thoughts are generated by mind? Especially involuntary thoughts. Keep on telling ourselves, come on Jyoti, this is not the way. This is what Shankaracharya says in Tattvabodha. Why are you reading it? Why are you studying it? Without implementation, it's of no use. Before implementation, we must understand what it is, how to implement it. So Shama and Dama, names are also rhyming, similar. If there is Shama, that is why the first one is Shama. Lot of importance is given to Shama. So to develop these other inner wealth, controlling the mind, emptying the mind. We say that silent, I am silent for a day. What is silence for us? If I don't utter a word, it is silence. If somebody comes and talks to me, then I write in a paper and show the answer. This is silence for me. According to Tattvabodha, that is not silence. Silence should be internally, mind should be silent. Even if it is for 1 minute, try. Let us try for a minute. No thoughts at all. Can we try? Fraction of a second. If it is possible for us to empty the mind or no thoughts at all, then we can really pat ourselves. Yes, I am moving forward. If it is possible for a second, then slowly increase it to minute, to hour. This is how we try to control our mind. It is not that one fight, somebody is abusing me, immediately you say that I should not react. It is not possible. Slowly, little by little, step by step, we have to climb the stairs. We cannot jump to the final step in one go. Little by little. Keep observing the thoughts. What kind of thoughts are generated? Is it necessary for me? No. Discard it. How to discard? Bring a healthy thought. Encourage that thought. That gains momentum now. Healthy thought gains momentum. Unhealthy thoughts also, if you focus, that also gains momentum. So it is in our hand now. What I should do. Definitely not easy, but it is not impossible. If some people are able to do, then I also should be able to do. This should be our determination. I can also do it. Let me try. By His grace only it is possible, not otherwise. If I say arrogantly, I can also do it. No, we cannot do it. Egoistically you take a decision, we will not be able to reach that level at all. One should be humble and keep praying to Him. Make me do this. I know I am helpless. Only through your grace it can happen to me. So why not we keep chanting. Keep remembering Him every now and then. Keep offering whatever we do, whatever I eat, whatever I dress up. It is only for you. We will slowly, step by step, we will definitely march forward by chanting. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.